somebody raising hell, somebody yelling net code when they get sent to sell. Tire wear low and the cautions fly fast, repair gone by lap 25. Crew chief yelling save your right front tire, while we're three wide racing through the fire. From pit road fights to photo finish wins. Every Sunday night we do it all again. Different states but the same damn flame. Checkered flag Motorsports built this name. It's Checkered flag Motorsports under neon sky. Super Speedway Sundays where the fast boys fly. Daytona drafting in a 10-car train. Talladega bumping that 200 mph insane. Friday night street stocks beating and banging steel. Our racing warriors living for the field. And David O keeps this whole thing alive like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. Yeah, like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. Echo Park lights in the lobby fills up. Got the Discord cracking while we line them up. Somebody misticked, somebody blew a gear. Somebody says, boys, we're racing clean this year. Black boxes glowing, fuel numbers running low. Spotty calling outside while the cautions grow. Wheel to wheel through the tri-oval lights, trying to survive one more green, white, checkered night. Cold beer sweating while the pace truck rolls. Every driver here got racing in their soul. When life gets rough and the weekdays drag, we come alive under the checkered flag. It's Checkered flag Motorsports under neon sky. Super Speedway Sundays where the fast boys fly. Daytona drafting in a 10-car train. Talladega bumping that 200 mph insane. Friday night street stocks beating and banging steel. Our racing warriors living for the field. And David O keeps this whole thing alive like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. We got drivers from the mountains, drivers from the coast, but when the green flag waves, where brothers moan. Through the cautions and the chaos, through the wreckers and the scars, we build a family out of race cars. Yeah, it's Checkered flag Motorsports till the day we die. Discord, laughter, and super speedway nights. Street stock warriors underneath the lights, still chasing glory on a Friday night. David O leading with the hammer down. Best damn league that we ever found. From green flag racing to the morning sun. CFM forever, brotherhood on the run. Outside, outside, still there. Clear high. Boogity boys, let's ride.
Shopping for a new Chevy? Chevyland stands apart from the competition. Explore over 12 acres and more than 260 vehicles with truckloads of savings, like $10,000 off select new 2026 Silverado 1500s, 1.9% financing on Blazer and Silverado, plus the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months complimentary maintenance. That's peace of mind, only at Chevyland. And that's why we're #1 in North Louisiana. Come see the difference for yourself at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
Welcome back, everybody. Tonight, Checkered Flag Motorsports back on Maxspeed TV. Of course, always glad to have a CFM over here, but we start the season here tonight. Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkey Season 5 opener. The Maxspeed TV 200 here tonight at Daytona, sponsored by, of course, Maxspeed TV, presented to you all by Maxspeed TV. So a lot going on, Maxspeed TV here tonight. Glad to see everybody out there. We got a pretty good handful of drivers out here tonight. Already looking at over 30 at the moment. Might see a few more that roll in here before we get, of course, into qualifying. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of dive right into it. If you're new to Maxspeed TV, I am Joshua Madlaw, going to be calling the season for these guys this season, season 5. Pretty much, hopefully, every race, and unless work gets involved, but hopefully that does not happen. But glad to see you all out there. I know my brother's out there, Eric W. is out there, Rick Sanchez is out in chat, and it looks like we've got about 10 of you out there watching Maxspeed TV here. Share the stream out there too. Get some more people over here watching our pre-race analytics here tonight. Before we get going here, air temp of 81, track temp of 104. Now 80 laps here tonight, 200 miles. I do believe it's unlimited tires, but if not, we'll have to change that. I'll look here in the national anthem. But I do know it is 50% fuel, so I would say probably 23 to 30 laps on fuel, give or take, plus or minus a few. I've not really done many races at 50%, so it's going to be really tough to say. But 23 to 30 is what we're going to go with here tonight. We're looking at pit road of 60 miles an hour with a pace speed of 70 here tonight. Now, it does look like I am going to be pulling somebody up here to talk to. That is going to be Bubba Winningham here this evening, so I'll go ahead and pull him up. Bubba, season's underway. We get started tonight. I see you down there on the on pit road, man, and man, we have a good turnout here already, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Excited to see another season of Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys League get underway, and hope to have another great successful season. You know, we had a little mini season after last season, and a little shootout for the spring. So it's been about eight or 10 weeks since we got out of here and had a league racing. So
yeah,
got some new faces, did some good recruiting during off season, and I believe we're 35 people out here right now. And we're going to try to put on a good show and try not to wad those things up. I was racing last night, as you know, there.
Yeah.
We celebrated the highest caution count in quite some time, but these trucks have gotten tricky, and I know in our league and over in our sister leagues over there, nobody ran trucks last season, and that big update happened, and these things perform much, much differently. They feel like the next gen, the draft package and stuff. So anyway, it's going to be entertaining. I think we've been taking extra time in practice to run in the pack. And you just get these great big runs, and everybody thinks they could pass the world, and so does somebody else has the same idea, and they make contact out there. And in super speedway, Josh, better than anybody. If you wreck, you're going to take 15 of them with you, right?
Oh yeah. If you're in a big pack, man, you can wad them up definitely quick. 2 fast repairs, 2 GWC attempts. I know the fast repair, I know 1 is usually given in the sister league to y'all, but over here y'all have 2. Do you think maybe having those 2 fast repairs might cause some early issues, or do you think everybody's going to be pretty calm?
What I've learned here is it doesn't create a more aggressive driving style, but what it does is when you get caught up in one of those early cautions, early accidents, and you do have to burn a fast repair, at least you're not, having to run at the back of the pack for the next 75 laps. You get to keep on racing and everything. But the key here is like anywhere else, hold your line and have some awareness on what's going on in front of you and behind you, and just make good decisions. You know, there's good decisions on the track and there's bad decisions on the track, and nobody's immune from making a bad decision. And and by the way, hey, welcome aboard. I'm so happy to have you broadcasting Sunday night with us, and we're so glad to have you here, a good old family friend. You know, we're happy to have you on the air, and to all of your faithful followers and all the ones that are watching drivers out here tonight, I just want to say welcome to Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys League. We're so happy and thankful to have you guys here.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Of course, I know all of y'all from, you know, the other league as well. So that kind of helped coming into it, you know, knowing everybody already. So, you know, but I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to, you know, seeing what y'all have to, you know, put on a show out here tonight. A lot of admins, you being one of them. Going to be in the race out here tonight. We even got Andrew Schroeder, the coach, out here tonight too.
Yeah, the coach is on the, he's out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a good race. I know we're coming down to the final minute of practice. So, Bubba, I just want to say good luck down there, the best of qualifying, and see what we can do for 80 laps.
That's what we're going to do, brother. And again, all the fans out there, I've told them our mission here is 5 or fewer cautions. That's our mission today, and hopefully we can have a little give and take our time and get used to it, and then start racing, you know, after a few laps. But if you look, it's always those guys that have the lowest incident points are the ones that always end up winning the championship.
Right. That's usually the way it works. So
yes,
survive the first race, and we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the season.
That's right, buddy. That's where we're going to do it.
Yep. All righty, Bubba. Good luck down there.
Thank you now.
Yep. All right, we'll try to get Bubba Whittingham back up here. They're going to get into qualifying. We're going to step aside here and play the national anthem. We will be right back.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket track, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that Star Spangled Banner, yeah, wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware,
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV. TV.
Well, alrighty, folks. Qualifying underway. Coming down to the final minute left here. And right now, Anthony English currently has the pole. We've still got several drivers out here. They get one lap of qualifying. We got Dwayne Corbett, Nick Wing just put into his lap, and he's going to go into 22nd. James Mayer just went into 7th. Looks like Mark Mann not going to come out. Daniel Harrington is out on the track. I don't know if he's going to have time to finish his lap or not. The final 25 seconds left here. So it's looking like, whoa, Dwayne Corbett with a 51.306, pulling it out and grabbing the pole at the moment. And I believe that is probably going to be our pole sitter here. I am trying to find, there he is right there, and there is the checkered flag. Let's go ahead and get Dwayne Corbett up here and talk to him real quick. Dwayne Corbett, got a copy, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, it looks like pulling out all the stops here. The first race, man, of season 5, and starting off strong, grabbing the pole, man. Awesome job. 4 1,000ths of a second ahead of Anthony English, but it's Daytona, buddy. You know all about the track as well as everybody else does. Gotta survive. Well, what are you thinking about here tonight?
That's it. Just surviving. That's the name of the game.
Just
It's been a week of survival. It's been a few weeks of survival.
Yeah, we've had some uppers and some downers this week for sure. Well, hopefully, you guys come out here tonight and it kind of runs on clean. But it looks like 50% fuel out here tonight, 80 laps. So a good fuel load. But do you think it's going to be all about staying up up toward the front and burning off some fuel?
Thinking it's going to be a little bit more. I think we're going to get some green flag runs.
Okay. So burning off some fuel, get some green flag runs, some maybe a green flag pit stop, and then kind of see where everything.
We got to be sharp. Yep, you got to cross your T's and dot your I's tonight, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like you're down there. It looks like with Adam Kilday. So, we're not going to keep you, buddy. Awesome job grabbing the pole out here tonight. I'll go ahead and put you back down there in race room 9. And good luck to you.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you, bud. All right. We'll get him back down there. We are going to go ahead and grid them up here for the first time this season. Of course, Dwayne Corbett grabbing the pole out here tonight with a 51.306. Where Anthony English is going to start on the outside of him in row number 1. Row number 2 is going to be John Guerrera and Rick Sanchez. Row 3, Les Levy, Paul Servant. Row 4, Sean Stevens, James Mayer. Row number 5, Chaz Spencer, Dana Osborne. Row number 6, Jimmy Reynolds, Todd Poston. Row 7, Dave Hunt, Andy Brigante. Row number 8, Jerry Bergeron, Tyler High. Row number 9, Alex Giffen, David Overstreet. And row number 10 is going to be Brett Kowaleski and Russ Hancock. Row 11, Bubba Winningham, Andrew Schroeder. Row 12, Chris Breidenbaker and Nick Wing. Row 13, John Cole Morgan and Joshua Westendorf. Row 14, Brian Eschbaugh and Rick Seabrands. Rick not qualifying. Row 15, Dustin Burkhart and Donald Stewart. Row 16, Mark Mann, Daniel Harrington. Row 17, Lynn McNeese, Adam Kilday. Row number 18, Ash Regner and Tim Pugel. Row number 19, well, ain't nobody gonna be row 19. We only got 18 rows, 36 drivers out here tonight. Checkered flag Motorsports Speedway Monkey Season 5 opener here tonight at Daytona. Y'all ready? Yes, I know it is. I did that for a reason. I'm gonna have to fix ATVO so I don't have that over the top of that. Alrighty, folks, here we go. Green flag is out, folks. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. We're racing here tonight at Daytona. Round number 1. The Maxspeed TV 200. Turn number 2, Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, Paul Servant. That's on the top of the line with James Mayer. We have the 8 of Dana Osborne. We also have an 88 down here too, John Guerrera. I think John is also, he is on the bottom here, but the first lap here tonight is going to go to the 44 of Anthony English. We have a 79 more laps to go here tonight. 1 lap down, 1 lap completed. And I was checking during the national anthem here tonight about our tires, and it is unlimited tires. So they do not have to worry about, sets of tires here. They just got to worry about fuel and, of course, getting into one another. And, oh, that number 3 of Paul Servant doing a little bit of blinky. We're going to go 3 wide. Already lap number 2 here tonight. We got some 3 wide back here, or up here, I should say, up toward the front with James Mayer in the mix on the outside, already getting squirrely whirly. 31 right there as well. That is Todd Poston trying to make a run up here. He's still running in 12th. He is down here with Chaz Spencer, who is supposed to be in the 23, but it is showing 6 on his truck there. Now we know the number 6 is actually Bubba Winningham. Bubba hanging out right here as well, currently in the 25th spot, still 3 wide up here. Man, they are door to door, but they are doing a very good job of not getting into one another. I think I did see a couple of them get pretty close, but nobody really losing it. They're just really making sure they save it. Jimmy Reynolds coming from 11th to 4th already, getting around the 3 of Paul Servant. Now I'll start remembering names. Oh no, we've got to have a wreck though. Our first wreck of the evening, and it looks like the 27 here. I do see the 93 of Tyler. I am trying to get on Tyler. There he is right there. Looks like something happened to Tyler. The 3 was right there with him of Paul Servant. And it looks like, oh, right there it was. They went to enter. It looks like turn 3. And yep, right there, it looks like the 3 of Paul Servant might have come up. Tyler looks like might have come down as well. We see Tyler coming down. If Paul came up, Paul did come up a little bit, but Tyler definitely did come down some. And then that kind of set the stage here for a big pile up behind them here. The 8, the 31, the 64. It looks like the 4. It looks like Chaz Spencer, the 13, 343. A little big wreck. We're going to probably have some fast repairs used early here. Tyler, still under the replay, is smoking there, but it does look like that might have been dirt, because I do not see any like meatballs or anything on him, so does look like he's all right. So we will see here. Anthony English is going to bring him down. First yellow of the evening. Fix it. Well, I can't fix it right at the moment. Let me see what I can do here for you. All right, is that better? Let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and pull it down there, and then I'll worry about fixing ATVO before next week. I went to put their logo in, and for some reason it didn't overwrite the OP logo. So I just kind of had to, go with the flow here and put it over the top. But I went ahead and dismissed the logo. I'm gonna have to make that a little bigger though. There we go. All right, we'll get it figured out. I do have all the logos, but now everybody can see that there's 2 fast repairs, 2 GWC attempts. Everybody can see what lap we're on. Yeah, I try. You can't have one race without having a hiccup. All right. All right. Well, we got 22 of you out there right now tuning in, but only 5 likes. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to Maxspeed TV if you have not done so. Hit that notification bell. Turn on notifications. Well, I do broadcast 4 nights a week here. Now, next week I will not be here, or this coming up Saturday I will not be here, but hopefully we still have a race for everybody to watch. Off of pit road, though, lights are off on the pace car. Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, Jimmy Reynolds, James Merritt, John Guerrera, Dwayne Corbett, David Overstreet, Les Levy, Dave Hunt, Jerry Bergeron. That is our top 10. Chris Brydenbaker, Bubba Winningham, Brent Kowaleski, Daniel Harrington, Tyler High, Alex Giffen, Tim Pugel, Brian Escherball, Dusty Burkhart, and Andrew Schroeder, the coach. So in the name here up at the top, you'll probably see where it says like Schroeder coach, and then that's just something. I guess he's the coach, I guess. Where is David Overstreet? Here he is. Real quickly, we will get on David here and show the front of his hood here. Coach 'em Up University on the hood on the hood of his truck is Andrew Schroeder, racing driving coach. So just kind of something we can throw out there for everybody. All right, here we go. Pace car down to the safety of a pit road. Coming to lap number 8 here tonight. And getting into that start zone. Go on green at all times. Green is out. Anthony English on the loud pedal. Here we go. Yeah, Andrew Schroeder is on the hood of his car, so, or his truck. All right, the 5 of Sanchez. Hey, you know who we're missing here tonight that I haven't seen? I haven't seen Belva. And Rick Sanchez is now up for run. Is he going to be able to hold the charge in 44? Yeah, he is. Rick Sanchez going to lead that lap with the help of James Mayer. They're coming up to the top side. Looks like going to kind of either block that line, but here comes the 9 of Dwayne Corbin. Dwayne has got a lap led already. Rick's got 1, and Anthony English has 1. Uh-oh, Andy Bergante falling back here. Probably by design. I didn't see nothing happen, so I would assume it was by design. Oh no, we do have a yellow though. And Paul Servant gonna be mixed up in this, as well as the 666. What happened? Oh no, looks like the 48 was right here as well. That is Andrew Schroeder. So let's see here what happened to Paul Servant and Escherball. Paul, it looks like right there, Escherball might have come up into Paul, and then the 48. Let me see if I can find the 48. There he is, right here, Andrew Schroeder. Looks like the 48 was just out ahead of steam and right into the back, but the 666 and the 3 were already kind of tangled a little bit, I guess you could say. The 666 was bent out of shape, and then right there, Andrew gets into the back of him, and then into the back of him again, and then the 4 might have got a little bit of damage, but there was a lot more drivers that got involved in this. The 61, the 64. We also have the 23, I believe that is. Yeah, Chaz Spencer. Chaz was mixed up in it. Oh no, the 27, 634. Oh, the 64 took a ride. Went lid for lid here. It was kind of, and he got plowed by the 61. There wasn't really anything he could have done in that situation, but the yellow is out again. Oh, back up front. And we get on to Dwayne Corbett, Dave Hunt, James Mayer, Anthony English, Brad Kowaleski, Jimmy Reynolds, Chris Breidenbaker, John Guerrera, Tyler Haig. I hope I'm saying his last name right. If not, I'm sorry. Jerry Bergeron, Les Levy, David Overstreet, Dusty Burkhart, Rick Sanchez, Alex Giffen are top 15 off of pit road. Still plenty of laps left here. I've got something to show y'all here in just a little bit. It's nothing bad. Actually, I think it's pretty cool if I do say so myself. But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and just make a few announcements here, of course, about CFM while we're under yellow here. Starting off, of course, in the regular season, we have the regular season double points race. Note on the top three podium finishers. First will receive 86 points. Second will receive 84, and then third will receive 82 because it's double points. So it'll be 43 times 2 for first, 42 times 2, then 41 times 2. That is, of course, the regular season finale. That is not the whole season. That's just that race. Then, as the lights go off on the pace car here, then we have a clean driver and perfect attendance award. Clean driver award the least incidents through the season will take the prize. It is a car wash bucket kit. And then the perfect attendance award, if you start every race this season, your name will be entered into the wheel, and you could win a sleek DSD button box. So that is kind of what's going on this season. So a big shout out to everybody that, got all this put together and got everything sent over to me so I could at least get it all announced. So start every race, and you could be getting yourself a DSD button box if you haven't gotten one yet. But lights are off on the pace car. Trucks are 2x2, and we're ready to go. Dave Hunt, Dwayne Corbett, James Mayer, Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds, Brett Kowaleski, John Guerrera, Chris Breidenbaker, Tyler, and Jerry. I'm sure I'll be corrected on names, but it's all right. Here we go. Pace car will dive off again to the safety of pit road, coming to lap 13 here. Speaking of 13, where is he at? Andy Brigante sitting back in 26th right at the moment. All right, here we go. Pace car down. Got to go on green at all times. There's the green. Back underway here tonight. Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway, Monkey Season 5. Round 1, the opener. Couple of yellows already here tonight. 2. Yeah, it does seem like these trucks definitely are a handful. All right, we're just kind of letting everybody kind of run down some laps, figure out what line they're going to be in. Really haven't seen what the tires are going to do, more or less the fuel, because we haven't really, had that string of runs yet. But we do have somebody blinking. I believe that might have been the 6 of Bubba Winningham here. Might have been the 99 of Giffen or the 69 of Burkhart, but I think it might have been Bubba. As we see Les Levy go to the top side, still kind of running that mid to top line. He's not really breaking away until he gets out of the corner, and then it looks like he is going to fly right up almost to the back bumper of Jerry here. Dave Hunt up front now. He's led a couple of laps here early on. All right. Dave's still leading the Anthony English and the 17 to Jimmy Reynolds, but Dwayne Corbett is still on the bottom there with the 95, James Zemaire, 51 of Brett. Looks like the 77 of Chris Bryden Baker behind him, the 93 of Tyler behind him. That is on the bottom, the first... The first 5 cars on the bottom. And that lap is going to go to Dwayne Corbett. James Mayer now up into second, but Dave Hunt still holding the top side here. They are up to full speed here, 180 plus miles an hour. We now have seen them hit 183, 184 already here tonight. Where is everybody at right at the moment? Daniel Harrington running in 20th. Donald Stewart, 21st. Bubba Winningham, 22nd. Alex Giffen, 23rd. Joshua Westendorf, 24th. And Chad Spencer back here in 25th. However, still, a ways to go. Everybody, all 36 drivers, still on the lead lap. So nobody is, went a lap down. Everybody's still holding strong, though. We got 3 wide back here, though. That is the 64 of John Cole Morgan in the middle. On the back stretch, they are coming up on the 31 of Todd Poston here. The 93 of Tyler on the bottom. Well, 3 wide can be done, and it looks like they're giving each other plenty of room here. Out of the corner they go. Still 3 wide. Nobody really backing off any. 31 of Todd Poston, man, he is on that outside. He doesn't have really anybody out there to help him, but he is doing a very good job of keeping with the 64. They come up on the 93 of Tyler once again, still 3 wide. That is the only 3 wide that I see at the moment. And there it looks like they're going to file back 2 side by side here. Bull the 64, though, of John. Got a little squirrely there, but he is okay. On the bottom here, Dwayne Corbett back up front. I know that was some outstanding driving. Nobody, they didn't get into anybody. Everybody's all right. You know, going back to the tail end here. This being led by Andy Brigante. It's going to be Ash Regner, Sean Stevens, and Lynn McNeese. They are kind of a ways back here. 33rd, 34th, 35th, 36th. But, you know, they know it. I know it. But I don't know if the front pack knows it, that, you know, we're only coming up on lap 22. So still a long ways to go. I know Andy and them knows that, you know, you can't win it on the first lap. You definitely can lose it, but they're just doing their own thing back there. We all know, too, that if you are leading, such as Dave Hunt is at right now, then you're going to burn off more fuel than what everybody else is. But he's doing a really good job on that outside. But here comes Dwayne Corbett back with James Mayer on that inside line. Out of turn number 4. The 51 as well, Brett. I'll get with these guys at some point and try to figure out how to pronounce their last names. All right, Demon Tech 82, Daniel Harrington started 32nd. He was running 23rd. He is coming up on the 85 of Adam Kilday. We know that 85 very well. If you are, and I do not condone gambling, but if you are a gambling person, then that 85 I would definitely keep an eye on, because Adam Kilday, he has really shown in the Saturdays that he is capable of winning. He took the first 2 races in the season. He won the second race yesterday. So, you know, Adam is looking to, of course, you know, come out here tonight for CFM, take round 1 of their season, and continue that streak ahead of time. So I definitely watch that 85 machine as well. George Gibbs Jr., I have not seen that name in forever. How are you doing? But we have been out here now at about 14 laps on this run here. All right, Chip Michaels out there letting me know. Brett Kowalski. Thank you. And I am sure at some point or another that I will end up butchering it even worse than what I already have. But I do appreciate that there, Chip. I really do. been announcing in Atlanta. Oh, okay, down there in Atlanta. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a little bit. I've been broadcasting now for, back at it for a little bit. As we see Jimmy Reynolds dive it down to the bottom here. After my health scare last year, I was out for a while, and then I just couldn't handle it no more. I had to get back into it, so here I am. Oh, here to support your teammate. Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do, right? All right, starting to see some single file getting along here. The 88, though, caught on the outside. John Guerrera, what the hell, with Brett down on the bottom. A lot of times I'll just say their first name. And then other times I'll end up saying their full name. But Kowalski. All right. Still want to call him Kowalski for some reason, but Kowalski. All right. And here we go. We got pit stop. So my fuel was way off, apparently. We see Jimmy Reynolds and company coming down. They were out here about 16 laps. So 23 to 30 laps was way off. So we'll go ahead and do that 15 to 20 mark here as we see, of course, Anthony English staying out. He's been out here 17 laps, had a group come down. Jimmy, Dwayne, Dave, Donald, Chaz, Chris, Rick, Tim, Andy, John, Joshua, Ash, Lynn, Sean, and Brian all come down. Now we're going to have another group. Oh, we got pit road problems. The 31, Todd Poston. Oh, and Todd's going to have a black flag, I believe. Oh, he does not. Oh. Yep, there it was. Yes, he does. He has a black flag. So Anthony, John, Rick, Les, Paul, James, Dana, Todd, Jerry, Adam, Tyler, Andrew, Bubba, Daniel, Russ, all down pit road. Todd with a black flag. Having some pit road hiccup problems there. Now, Mark Mann did stay out. He has led a lap. I do expect him to come down, though, this time. Yep, here he comes. David Overstreet right behind him. Alex Giffen coming on down. Dusty Burkhart all down. That is, I believe, the last group that needs to pit. Yeah, I know, George. I'm glad it was scary there for a little bit, for sure. And as far as I know, Rudy's doing okay. I haven't talked to Rudy in a while. I have seen him post on TikTok with his drone, but that's about all I have seen. I need to call him and check up on him, see how he's doing. So Jimmy Reynolds going to take over point. Green flag pit stops, folks. That's what we wanted to see, and I knew they would get it done. It was just a matter of, when and would it be this race. But they were able to get it taken care of. So Jimmy, Dwayne, Anthony, James, the top four, kind of, break it away a little bit. Now we got Dana Osborne, Rick Sanchez working together. They just got around Mark Mann, John Guerrera, Adam Kilday, Jerry Bergeron, Dave Hunt, and Brett Kowalski. Is that what you said? Yeah, Kowalski. Yeah. And Nick Wing. Well, definitely will. I know he says that, you know, he misses it, but he just can't do it. You know, he's done it. He did it for, oh golly, for a long time. And you know, I'm closing in on his on his years as well that he broadcasted. This is actually my 10th year that I've been doing this. How many more years I have left, I don't know. But right now, I'm going strong and I'm doing well. So. Are you the one that has that limo company down there? Or is that somebody else? All right, lap 32 of 80 here. Still looking at some battles going on throughout the pack. Chaz Spencer, Les Levy. Looks like Paul Servant in the 3 on the outside. He is working with, I believe, that is Les. Yes, it is. On the outside here, though, it's going to be... See, David Overstreet's going to be on the bottom. The 99 coming up on him. Alex Giffen. We do have a driver falling back. That is the 634 of Donald Stewart. He's going to get picked up by the 3 of Paul Servant. So now we've got the 634 362 on the outside here. This is kind of running mid-pack, about 18th, around the 18th mark. I do not want to take away from the front, but they are single file, so I don't really, you know, as long as they say stay single file, I think we'll be okay. Of course, we know the all dreadful bumper hook, that could definitely happen, so we will definitely keep an eye on it. But right now, the battle is right here, about mid-pack, around the 18th spot. They are single file for the most part behind them. So let's get back up here where the side-by-side is. Oh, you want a Sprinter van company? I know he used to go down there to help out somebody, or driving a limo or something. He's been down there several times. I just can't remember who it was that he went down there to visit, to help. Might even been you. I don't know. All I know is he said the last time he told me he was down in Atlanta, he was driving a limo. That's all I know. All right, still single file. I mean, we've got side by side. Looks like Jerry, though, is going to pull it down on the bottom here and make it a full single file. So everybody now pretty much single file for the most part. Andrew Schroeder, that's the 99 of Alex Giffen on the outside here. Looks like he is kind of going to get 8 up. All right, lap 37. Are getting into that 7, 8, 9, 10 lap mark on this run. Coming up on the halfway mark here at about 4 laps, the completion of lap 40 to 41. Of course, when we get there, we'll take a look at our halfway stats here. Looks like we've got, Dusty Burkhardt. Oh, Dusty, I think, might be blinking out in the 69. He disappeared and then reappeared. Now, Todd Poston is the only driver 1 lap down. Brian Eschball back here in the 666. He is by himself, as well as Russ Hancock. He is by himself. No help. So the leaders are coming out of turn number 2. And Russ is just exiting turn 4. So they're coming up on him. So there is Brian Eschball coming through the tri-oval, now hitting the stripe. And here comes Jimmy Reynolds, our leader, coming out of turn number 4. They're coming up on him as well. Ash Regner. Ooh, Ash. Something's going on with the 61 here. He is able to save it. Good save. No yellow. He is going to lose several spots here and fall back. He is still on the lead lap as they do some rub it up here. The 17 and the 9, our lead group and our leaders. Bubba Winningham, Daniel Harrington. Looks like we've got some battling going on back here now. Bubba going to make a run on the outside. He's got some help with, I believe, that is the 92. And it is on the outside with him. Several drivers out here, though. The 13, 27, 64, 69. They are coming up on, I believe that is the 99 of Alex Giffen onto the outside. They're making a run. They are leaving the 77 of Chris Breidenbaker down there on the bottom. But he's got the 4 of Rick Seabrands coming up on him in the Eddie Cooler machine. So they're going to get all connected up here together. Andrew Schroeder, though, the coach, is leading this group. Now, the more they race it up back here, though, the further ahead this top group gets. John Guerrera is at the tail end of this group. And the second group is just now coming out of turn 2. And here we go. We are at the halfway mark here tonight. So we will go ahead and take a look here at the moment. Our total cautions, 2 cautions for 5 laps. 40 laps remain. 17 lead changes. I do expect that lead change number to kind of go up here before it's all said and done. But I do want to give a shout out to everybody out there tuning in here tonight. George Gibbs Jr. returning in chat. Nice to see you again, George. John Winkler, Eric W., my brother. Of course, John Winkler races with OP, the sister league to CFL. Rick Rat in chat. And, of course, all 24 of you out there tuning in here tonight. If you haven't already, hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. We look forward to seeing everybody out here, 4 nights a week when we are here. Most of the time we will be. But if there's ever a chance we're not, well, we will definitely let everybody know. But, again, thank you all for tuning in. We do appreciate it. It's been a good race so far. Right now, a lot of single file, though. Oh, no! Oh, no! David Overstreet into the wall. We do not have a yellow, though. We do not have a yellow. We stay green. I wonder if I could figure out what happened, though. Let's see here. Real quick rewind. Oh, it looks like him and the 48 might have got connected together. I don't know, but we can't really stay on it. We're going to have to go back up front here as we see Dwayne Corbett and Jimmy Reynolds shoot down pit road here. A 15-lap stint run here. It seems like it might be a little early. Looks like we got more drivers down pit road. Joshua Westendorf, Andy Brigante, Chris Breidenbaker, Sean Stevens, Chaz Spencer, John Cole Morgan. Oh, man. Donald Stewart, Lynn McNeese, Ash Regner, Tim Pugel, all down pit road. Man, is this... We still got 40 laps to go. Or a little under 40 to go. Interesting call to come down pit road unless they know something I don't. Yeah, but David hit that wall hard, and he did have to use one of his 2 fast repairs. Tim Pugel had 2. Russ Hancock has used one of 2. Bubba Winningham, Andy Brigante, Tyler, Sean, John Comorgan, Joshua Westendorf, and Paul Servant. Of course, they get 2. And it looks like Ryan Asherbaugh has used both of his. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to have another group come down pit road. English, Bear, Sanchez, Kowalski, Bergeron, Guerrera, Wing, Corbett. No, not Corbett. Corbett is... out on the track. He has already pitted. So Mark Mann and Adam Kilday will have to come down pit road, as well as Todd Poston. They will have to come down pit road at some point. When and where, I don't know, but we are going to have a yellow, so they can't come down now. And, it was coming off of pit road. Nick Wing in the 21. Oh. It looks like him and the 51 of Kowalski making some contact here, and that pushed a Wing right up onto the track, and the yellow is out once again. Well, I think that might have just saved some drivers here, like Todd Poston, Les Levy, some of these guys. Todd, for sure, he is going to get back on. He is on the lead lap. So... Man, all right. Well, they're going to, I would assume, come down pit road. I don't know if the other drivers will come down, the ones that just pitted, but I guess we'll find out. Dobie out there in chat, how you doing? All right. Sorry, I had to step away real quick, but I'm going to look and see here. Doesn't look like, well, we had a few that went ahead and come back down. But for the most part, everybody stayed out. We do have Rick Sanchez, our current leader. Brett Kowalski. I'm going to actually write that down. Well, maybe. I knew where my pen went. Okay, Brent is running in second. Les Levy third, John Guerrero fourth, Jimmy Riddles fifth, Jerry fifth, sixth, Dave Hunt seventh, Nick Wing at eighth, Mark Mann ninth, and Anthony English 10th. It looks like we had some drivers. I'm not sure what. All right. Lights are off on the pace car here, though. Checkered flag, Motorsports, Speedway Monkeys. But Rick is our current leader. Brett on the outside. Remember, they got to go on green at all times. They cannot jump it. And they have extended the yellow. Looks like make sure everybody catches back up here to the pack. It looks like we're going to go around at least one more time here tonight. Been good racing, A lot of battles, but we are coming up on here to be lap 51 when we go green. So we're looking at about 30 to go here. It'll be 30 to go when we go green. So everybody has caught up. Go ahead and get that custom back up here. All right, so what I wanted to show everybody out here is this right here. I actually have the timing screen in ATVO. As y'all can see, I can click on names and numbers, and this is how I kind of do things behind the scenes. So, you know, y'all can see the race. I have the different camera angles here. The left front, left rear, right front, right rear. Just to kind of, you know, show everybody what goes on behind the scenes and how I go from driver to driver. It made it easier doing that instead of having to drag it over the race and you go from there. I wanted to just show everybody kind of what I do. It's not as crazy as it looks, trust me. Here we go. Come to lap number 51. Green is back out once again. Back underway here at Daytona. The lights are on. Everybody, it'll take about a half a lap to almost a lap to get full speed. About 180 is about full speed. It may only be about a half a lap here. They're running about 171 right now. Brett now up for run on the outside with the 1 of Jerry, the 53 of Dave, the 17 of Jimmy, the 04 of Mark, the 44 of Anthony. 51 goes down to the bottom. I thought Jerry was going to go with him, but he did not. He is going to stay on the outside. Now Jerry is going to take over point. Is he going to be able to hold off the 51? And he will at the line. Jerry is going to lead his first lap here. A lap number of 52. James Mayer up here in the mix. The 8, Dana Osborne. Jerry is holding strong. Oh, we got a yellow, though. Oh, and it's not going to be a pretty one either. The triple 6, 31, and 32 here. It looks like, oh, right there, it looks like the 32 might have come down on the 31 of Todd Poston. We'll take a closer look at this here. I'm going to rewind it a little bit further here to make sure nothing else might have happened before then, but let's go ahead and see here. It looks like right here, yeah, it looks like the 32 of Tim was trying to hang on to it, and right down into the 31 of Todd. The 666 gonna get some damage off of that. The 99, the 21 of Nick Wing, I believe the 85 also gonna pick up some damage here too. Oh, another wreck. Unfortunately, that was you know, just product of racing. We've seen that a lot already here tonight. Belva! Dirt out there. Put him into the wall. Yep. I was wondering where you was at, Belva. You're usually already in chat. Did you just wake up? All right, well, off of pit road first. All right. It looks like Paul Servant did not come down, but Jerry is going to be the first one off of pit road, followed by Dave Hunt, then Jimmy, then Mark, then Rick, then Anthony, then James, then John, then Les, then Dana. Now, Paul comes down pit road. The names I just named off will round out our top 10. If Paul does not come down and then continues to stay out, then our top 10 will be Paul, Jerry, Dave, Jimmy, Rick, Mark, Anthony, James, John, and Les. But I do expect Paul to come down. You got lost. I think it's easy for everybody. I get lost sometimes too, Belva. Waiting to see if Paul comes down. And Paul's not going to come down pit road. He's going to stay out. So he will be our leader here. Man, we are edging ever so closer to the end of our race here tonight. Round number 1. Been good racing, good hard racing, but I think, you know, yellow still is a big possibility. All right, folks. Coming to lap 56. Pace car will dive down to the safety of pit road. The 3 of Paul Servant on the outside. Jerry on the bottom. Paul's going to get us going here when the green drops. And the green is out, boy. Dave Hunt was ready to go, too. Gave that one of Jerry a little shove there and said, come on, let's go. It's go time. Now, I do not know exactly how far yet they can go on fuel. I think 16, 17 laps, but we're going to go ahead and go 15 to 20 here just in case. I don't think they can make it to the end of the run, to the race here. Now, they can definitely make it to the end of the run, but they can't make it, I don't think, to the end of the race. As we see the one of Jerry pull up there with Dave. Here comes Rick Sanchez on the bottom here, followed by Anthony English, the 88 of John Guerrero. I'm used to Gabe Butler being in the 88. It looks like Brian Eschbaugh is taking his truck behind the wall here tonight. We have lost just one driver, 35 drivers, though, on the lead lap. All 35 of them that are out here at the moment. And I know there's going to be some drivers here that's probably going to have to be careful, such as Alex Giffen, Sean Stevens, Tim Pugel. They have used both of their fast repairs, so definitely going to have to be on their toes here the rest of the race and mindful of their surroundings. As, of course, Bubba said earlier, you know, kind of be aware of what's going on around you. And I do want to give a big, huge shout out to Bubba Winningham out here. The song y'all heard when I went live earlier, that was made by none other than that number 6 there of Bubba Winningham. So big shout out to Bubba for the awesome music here that you know, he provided, wanted me to play as well. So I've got that loaded up. I know Eric works on music as well, and it looks like we've got a lot of people that work on music. So, you know, I can't play everybody's, but I'll try my best to do what I can here. Now tomorrow night, oh no! We've got drivers off of the onto the apron here. Yellow is out. And I wonder where, oh no, it's going to start up there around the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. And the 53 of Dave Hunt here. What happened to Jimmy? What happened to Dave? It looks like Jimmy did give Dave a little bit of a love tap there. He says, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and go to the inside of you. No, I am not. And right there, the contact was made. The bumper hook, as we like to call it, the right front to the left rear. That's going to send the 53 right down into the 3. And it was just kind of a mess after that. Paul Servant going to end up getting hit again by the 53, the 5 of Rick Sanchez going to get in the mix here as well. It looks like Rick, he's going to get some damage here. It looks like he got into the back of the 3 again right there, and then right there was some contact there with him with a 69, and then Rick is going to slide up the track here, and he is going to scrape the wall too. So there, let me see here if I can figure out who else was involved. Oh, Bubba Winningham in the 6. Where is Bubba Winningham at? It looks like, oh, did Bubba get into the back of... No, it doesn't look like he got into the back of the 5, but it looks like Bubba is going to have to lock it down. And I think Lynn McNeese also in the 64. Or 84, excuse me, not 64. Looks like him in the 3-4-3 and the 4 are going to get connected together. So we had several drivers that kind of got involved before, during, and after the initial wreck there. I think everybody was just trying to dodge what was going on. But as we hit 20 to go here tonight, it looks like Brett did not come down. Anthony English, though, however, did on back. They all come down pit road. Jim Bob out there. Yeah, he avoided it for the most part. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I will say that. Well, it actually is going really, pretty smooth. I mean, we've had 5 yellows right now. We have had some yellows, but compared to the past couple of nights here, Jim, it's been this is a steal, But I think tonight, first race jitters too. Going to bring out some yellows, but as we get the season going, and it's the same with OP. As we get the season going, those cautions are going to dwindle down. We're going to see some green flag pit stops. We even seen some already here tonight. So, they've already set the stage for what's going to happen, in the races going forward. They only run 80 laps at Daytona and Talladega. Now, however, when they go to Atlanta or they go to... Kansas, they will run 100 laps there. So 80 laps on the super speedways and 100 laps on the 1.5-mile tracks. I do not consider Atlanta a super speedway. Yeah, and two, to go along with your point there, Jim, you know, the updates in these trucks, they have made it just about as bad as the Xfinity car. The slightest bump and you're out of control. I will not even compare them to the 87s because those are just tanks. So you can't compare a tank car like the 87s to a paper airplane like the trucks. You know, but or the Xfinity car. But yeah, it's going to take some getting used to for sure. Brett is our current leader, though. He has led a lap. He's probably going to lead another one here. It also depends on what Anthony is able to do here when the green drops. Tanks and paper airplanes, that's what we're talking about. Uh-oh, something's going on with Anthony here. He's going to have to catch back up there to the 51. Here we go, side by side. Pace cars down to the safety of pit road. And here we go. Green is back out once again. And Brett is going to lead another lap there. Going to hold off the 44. Not able to get a good start. He did get a good start, but wasn't able to get around the 51 to steal that lap. No, we ain't going to have 10 GWCs because we only have 2 for a checkered flag. So CFM only does 2. They actually put a limit. Anthony English drops it down to the bottom. And that's going to put Jerry now on the outside with Jimmy Reynolds, the 8 of Dana Osborne. We got 18 to go, coming to 17 to go. I told y'all, watch that 85. Here he is. Started 34th, running in 7th. Adam Kilday. He is looking to go ahead and continue that streak here. Winning, he won Saturday or yesterday, won last Saturday, and he's looking to win here tonight. Well, Saturdays has always been unlimited GWCs, so no point in really changing it. All right, 28 of you right now tuning in at the moment. 9 likes, 1 shy from 10. Can we hit, 15, 20 likes out here tonight? Thank you to you all who have already hit that like button. We do appreciate it. I know CFM appreciates it as well. This is the start of Season 5, so still a whole lot of racing to go. Next week, we go to Talladega for round number 2. 80 laps of there, but we got to finish tonight first. 15 laps to go, 14 to go next time by. Yeah, it was, Bub. I mean, we were waiting to see when they were gonna, want to come back, and I know the first 4 seasons was broadcasted, and I don't think they wanted a season 5 to go unbroadcasted. So I was approached by them and Anthony, and I was like, you know what? It's short races. You know, it's not gonna, you know, really bring me, you know. It's kind of like, you know, Thursday, so like, let's go for it. Let's get CFM back here on Maxspeed TV. So I'm glad I did. Anthony English, John Guerrera, James Zamare. Looks like Rick Sanchez, Mark Mann, Nick Wing, Rick Seabrands, Schroeder, Bryden Baker, Pugel, and Hunt all down pit road. Here comes Hunt down now. Did something happen to Dave Hunt here? Because he was going awfully slow. I think he tagged the wall there, but he is in his box. And we've got more down pit road now. Adam Kilday, Dwayne Corbett, Dana Osborne, Jimmy Reynolds, David Overstreet, Todd Poston, Les Levy, Paul Servant, Ash Regner. Russ Hancock coming down now. So when is this next group going to come down? I do not think they can make it to the end. That'll be 20 laps if Jerry does stay out, but it doesn't look like he's coming down now, but we do have a driver peeling off here. That is going to be Donald Stewart. So Donald is going to go ahead and come down. 12 to go. Jerry not coming down. You can't see him, but Sean Stevens is on pit road in his box and now. That's a very good possibility, John. I don't think they can make it. And Jerry has led 15 laps. He's gonna have to make a decision. He's gonna have to make it quick. I don't think. Okay, here comes Bubba Winningham down now. He knows he can't make it. He's been out here 8 laps, so our top 10 is gonna have to come down pit road at some point. And Mark Mann leading the group that has already come down. Now, I do think, too, Jerry is maybe hoping for a yellow. I don't know, but it is a... it would be... 50% fuel. This is gonna be 9 to go. Yep, 9 to go. So it'll be 20 laps stint run. I just don't see how they can do it. Now Brad has been out here 18 laps. He's gonna have to come down, I do believe, in the next lap or two for sure. Unless they can make it, and I'm not aware of it. even if there's a caution, these guys are going to have to come down. I don't expect anybody else to come down. Now, we're going to have side-by-side back here, though. I want to get on here. That is the 8 of Dana Osborne, the 17, the 3 of the 17 of Jimmy, the 3 of Paul Servant, the 21. He's going to go to the outside here. That is Nick Wing. Boy, I think he just moved the driver out of his way to go around. I think he moved Jimmy out of his way. Oh, man. Jimmy Reynolds is an admin, too, Nick. I don't know if I'd have done that. But, I mean, Nick's going to do what Nick's got to do, so... All right, here comes Brett Kowalski down pit road here. So he is going to have to pit. He was out here 19 laps. Oh, man. Did they save some? Did they save a lap or two? You know, that could be a possibility too, guys. I never thought about it. You know, if Brett went 19 laps, you know, and then had to come down to, you know, did Jerry and them save, you know, a lap or two of fuel by, you know, kind of hanging out in the back and, you know, just, you know, taking it a lap at a time. But it's a possibility. It's a possibility, but I think it's going to be close. I do want to check on, man, they're, you know, a single file on the top side, but side by side still yet back here. I do want to keep my eyes on the leader, though, because if they do have to pit, if Jerry does come down pit road, that is going to change everything. And, of course, a yellow will change things, too. Mark, man, I believe, is hoping that, you know, these guys ahead of him, you know, run out of fuel. Mark's good to go. It's going to be close. Mark's good to go. Mark and everybody else behind Mark is good to go. They can make it to the end. Of course, if we get you know what, then that's going to change everything. Oh, 5 laps to go here. Still keeping an eye on the leaders. We are still keeping an eye on this big second group back here. The 8 of Dana Osborne on the bottom of this group. Got a group on the bottom and a large group on the top. And Joshua Westendorf going to have to come down. He was out here 14 laps. I think he probably noticed he can't make it, but we're about to find out here. I think right now, Jerry, John, Daniel, Tyler, Chaz, Andy, Dusty, Lynn, and, well, I was going to say Joshua, but he already pitted. I think Lynn, I think these guys, the top 8, they have already made their bed. They're just going to have to roll with it. They're just going to have to go. But nope, here they go. They're going to go ahead and come down. Oh, somebody's into the wall. Chaz Spencer into the wall. No yellow. Now, Lynn McNeese did pit. He is back out here. He is going to roll around everybody, but he is by himself. Can Lynn McNeese go all the way around 3 more times and pull out the victory here tonight? Here comes Mark Mann and company, though. They're going to come screaming around Dusty, Daniel, Tyler, Andy, Jerry, John, and they're going to have to run down Lynn McNeese. Lynn is all by himself. Oh! It's gonna be 2 to go here at the line. Now I'm wondering if Lynn wants to see a yellow. Here comes the leaders coming through the tri-oval now. Lynn is going to be coming out of turn number 2 momentarily, but he is all by himself. I think these guys are going to chew him up and spit him back out. But if Lynn gets to the line before they do and before a yellow, folks, they're going to have to race it back to the line, because right now, Lynn McNeese being he can make it. He already pitted. He's good to go, I think. Well, no, 17 lap stint. No, he's coming down. He's going to have to come down pit road. I thought he already pitted. Never mind. He did not. He got a black flag, though. But here we go. 2 to go. It'll be 1 to go. White flag in the air. One more time around. I thought Lynn was going to be able to make it. Never mind. I thought he already pitted. I did not look, and I looked at it wrong. My bad. 3 wide in the middle. That is going to be the 44 of Anthony English. Dwayne Corbett, Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, James Mayer, Rick Sanchez. Coming out of turn number 4. Who is going to win round number 1? They are wrecking behind them. Mark Mann going to squeeze it out here tonight and win race number 1 of season 5 for a Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys. Awesome win, awesome start by Mark, awesome race by everybody here tonight. Rick Sanchez in second, and Dwayne Corbett going to round out our podium top 3 here tonight. Adam Kilday fourth and Les Levy fifth. But we're going to get the top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV TV post-race show, folks. Give me just a minute. Man, Mark started 31st, too. Wow. All right. Well, give me just a few minutes. I'll get him up here, and we will talk to him and talk about the race here tonight. And, of course, talk about Talladega next week. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. Well, I have caught up with the top three here tonight, and of course, everybody knows we usually start from from the back to the front, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our pole sitter here tonight. Overcome some adversities, but Dwayne, awesome job. P3, good points night for you. You did have a couple of incidents, but you kept both of your fast repairs. Good job on that. A few yellows, but over it all, it was a great race, man. Kind of talk about it. Green flag pit stops here tonight. 3 wide at times as well. And, we had a little bit of everything, buddy. Awesome job. Talk about it.
Yeah, it was a fun race. That was really fun. It was good to go green. It just felt good going green.
Okay, and now they switched me. I just looked back up at Discord, so... All right. Well, it's it's first race. I know we had a lot of good drivers out here. A lot of veterans. We had some newcomers too. But it looks like for the most part, everybody gave a lot of people plenty of room to kind of see where everybody's racing around. I know everybody has a group of drivers that they know how to race around. They race around on a daily basis. But coming into tonight, round number 1, what was your hopes? I mean, what was you expecting? Did you expect what we had out here tonight, or was you expecting maybe better or worse, if that makes any sense?
Myself, I expected to do pretty good. I didn't think I'd get pole. Pole was a surprise. I came through and I got pole, and Adam was in chat with me, and I was like, dude, no way.
Yeah, yes,
and
way.
then nobody took it away. Nobody took it away. I was waiting for it to just go 2, 3, 4, 5. Never happened. That's what usually happens. It didn't happen this time. But
yeah. But hey,
I expected the race to go like this. I expected it to be some long greens and some dot your T's and cross your I's, or vice versa.
Dot the T's, cross the I's. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Dot the T's, cross the I's. Well, Daytona was an awesome race. We go to a much bigger track next week, Talladega, round number 2, buddy. How you feeling about with some momentum now going into that race? How you feeling? What are you hoping for next week? Other than 2 spots better, of course. We know that's a given.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a comfortable league to be in. Everybody in this league is just respectful, and it's just comfortable to be around. So, I expect another good, clean race, and hopefully we can just keep crossing our I's and dotting our T's.
Crossing the I's and dotting the T's. Alrighty, Dwayne, awesome job out here tonight, buddy. Good talking to you as always, man. Final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate P3.
Yeah, thanks to my teammates for sharpening me up here. So, Vicente, he had family over tonight, so he couldn't get on, but he's a big part of me getting pole. And Kilday helped me a lot tonight, and those guys make me so sharp and so much better because they're so good. But shout out to MaxspeedTV TV for sponsoring this race. And I know my mom's watching, so Mom, I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty fun the whole way through. So I bet she loved that race.
It was definitely fun too. Alrighty, Dwayne. Thank you again. Hopefully we'll see you Monday. If not, we'll see you either Thursday, Saturday, or next week. I do this with OP and CFM, 4 nights a week. So at one point or another, Dwayne, we're going to see you again.
Yes, sir, bud. Thank you.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that is Dwayne Corbett there, finishing P3 here tonight. Let's go ahead and pull up that number 5 machine of Bubba Sanchez.
Hey.
Rick Sanchez, starting 4th. You led 6 laps, finished P2. Man, you were right there, too, battling with Dwayne, Adam, Les. I mean, it was a battle out here tonight. Good, solid racing. Overall, green flag pit stops, 3 wide out here tonight. And, we had a 3 wide out here tonight, too, that they held it. And I thought for a second maybe they wasn't going to, but, that's just the caliber of driving. When you get 3 great drivers there, 1, 2, 3, they can hold it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I gotta say, man, kind of talking about the race out here tonight. Green flag pit stops there. It looks like you was out here 13 laps, so you had plenty to go. But kind of talk about it.
It seemed kind of uneventful there. What was the count on the 5 cautions? Didn't even seem like that many.
I think 5. Yeah, total of 5, right at 5. So
and it didn't even seem like that many to me for some reason. I kind of stayed out of all of it. I did have to use one fast, I think. No, I just I think it was 40 seconds of damage. Got that fixed.
Yeah, you didn't use a fast repair.
And then there at the end, I was just sticking with the guys on the top, and then at the last second, I saw that run coming up the middle, and I said, I got to stuff that, or they're gonna get us. So I pulled up there, and then Mark got down in front of me, and I was able to keep getting him to the front and get him to the win.
Well, it worked out. I mean, you getting good points for you here tonight, as well with Mark. So, worked out for you in the end. Belv out there saying, glad he wasn't doing a helicopter out here tonight.
Yeah. Last time I was spinning around, I think upside down.
Yes, you was. It was an overall very good race, very clean. Yeah, we had some incidents, but I think first race jitters. I think that's what it was.
It was a good field too, and
yeah,
like I said, I think for the most part it was a pretty good race.
Yeah, it definitely was. Well, Talladega next week, much wider track, much bigger track, 80 laps. Same format pretty much. It's just bigger. What are you hoping?
A little more room to dance.
Yeah, we go 4 wide there. Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. What are you hoping for other than, of course, one spot better? What are you hoping for next week?
Same thing. Just shoot for a top 5, and if I can grab a win, I'll do it.
All righty, buddy. Well, awesome job here tonight, P2, buddy. Good points out for you. Final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
First and foremost, out to Checkered Flag Motorsports putting on the races. And shout out to Maxspeed, always putting on a good show for us and yourself. And then shout out to the fam over there.
All right. Well, Rick, go celebrate. P2 out here tonight, buddy. We'll see you Monday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday. One of those days.
Yes, sir. We'll catch you next time, buddy.
See you, bud. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. Round number 1, the Maxspeed TV 200 to open up the season. Mark started 31st, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. It doesn't matter where you start. It's about where you finish. And, man, you finished up top here. You did not have any incidents here tonight either, dude. Awesome job.
Yeah, just got lucky.
You were the only driver that finished. From my stats, from what I'm seeing in ATVO, because I can see the incidents, from what I'm looking at, you were the only one out of 36 drivers that did not have any incidents.
Oh, wow. Wow. And I mean, we had 5 cautions, so I was lucky to escape everything. Early on, I just kept everything in front of me and kind of based it off that. But the problem with these trucks, if you get that one checkup sort of half wreck that's not a caution, it gets you out of the draft. And then if you get those green flag pit stops, after a cycle or 2 of those, you end up getting lapped. So I was just fortunate to stay with the pack. I was kind of stay with the pack and be cautious and keep everything in front of you. And then at the end, I mean, with 25 to go, it was kind of time to make moves. I kind of stayed with Anthony and Jim and Richard and kind of got on their pit strategy. And then late there, I was able to beat those guys off pit road. I knew the only chance I had was I had to have a good pit stop because it was either Anthony or Jim in front of me or Richard, and one of them would have been winning. So I just had a good pit stop, and Jim and Anthony and Richard stuck with me. And that late move, Jim kind of told me to go to the middle because I was sleeping. Otherwise, I would not have won that race. So thanks to Richard for pushing me there at the end to the win. And it was fun. yeah, that was a good time. I'm not a big fan of these trucks, the new draft package, but it makes you have to be more aggressive, which is a bit outside of my style.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to adapt, and I just got lucky. It's really all it came down to there at the end. It's kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is, and these races are a crapshoot. You don't know what's going to happen from lap to lap. Really, from the start of the green, lap to lap. Anything can happen, and when it happens, you don't have any reaction time. But a couple of things out here, too. We were coming down to the wire in pit stops, and I know you had to pit, and several others had to pit, but Jerry and company, they stayed out. Jerry,
Yeah.
Tyler, John, Andy, and all them stayed out. And I was wondering, and you could put your insight into this too. I was wondering how far y'all could really go, because there was a driver that was out there like 19 laps, and I was wondering, okay, can they go 20? How far could you actually go before you had to pit?
I mean, 16 laps, and that was it. I mean, if you were leading, I mean, we did have a thought that those guys who didn't pit potentially could have made it, but then we realized, if you're out there in clean air leading, you're not going to make it. So they had to pit with, I think, 2 to go. It was a good strategy. If we got one caution, they probably could have stayed out and saved it, and kept the field behind them.
Yeah.
And had a shot at it there at the end. So yeah, it became a fuel mileage race, which I prefer a fuel mileage race much more than I do a caution laden race. So we were kind of right in the middle there with 5 cautions, so it wasn't too bad tonight.
No, it wasn't. And then, you were talking about being, a little bit more aggressive, which is, not your style of racing. I don't know. I'm picking on Nick Wing here tonight because, well, I can. I think he moved Jimmy out of the way.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that, so I don't have any frame of reference.
Nobody wrecked, but I think Nick went up to the high side. Jimmy was there, and I think Nick said move. That's my take, but
oh wow.
Nobody wrecked. I think they're cool with it. We know Nick Wing's a good guy, and he wouldn't have done anything maliciously. If Nick doesn't think he can get it, he won't do it. So
right.
But I think it's all fun, with these guys out here. They know who they can race around and who they can kind of, I wouldn't say bully because that's a bad word to use, but who they can pick on and who they can't, but we had a little bit of everything out here tonight, Mark. It was a great race, but with that being said, it's a long season. So
yeah, that's my one win for the season. That's usually the amount of wins I get in a season one, and so I'm okay with that. But we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah,
or
next
the week after, whenever it is we're racing.
Well, it'll be next week, I believe. Talladega, bigger track, of course, same laps. Same. I think the fuel's the same as well. But regardless, it's 80 laps. So going into that with a win already this season, buddy. Round number 1. What are you hoping for next week?
Clean finish again. A 0X would be nice. I could be competing for that clean driver award, maybe.
Right,
So,
yeah, I mentioned that here tonight. Yeah, I did. In the middle of the race under yellow, I mentioned that clean driver award. So, you're starting off strong on that one.
Yeah, and I mean it's a cool prize and everything, and everyone talks about their 0X, So
Yep.
that's something to strive for.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So we're starting off strong, 0X, winning the race, leading some laps. You did what you had to do out here, Mark. Awesome job. Batimus Prime is what, Steven calls you. But not in the back car out here tonight. You're in the Wrangler truck. So
Always run the Wrangler in the trucks. Always
Wrangler.
have.
Okay, Wrangler in the trucks. All right. Well, you need to put a bat emblem somewhere on it. Just slap it on the side somewhere,
The Batmobile.
Yeah, but, awesome job, Mark. Awesome win out here tonight. Final thought, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate the first victory of the season, buddy.
Heck yeah. Thanks to David O and Bubba for everything that they're doing behind the scenes. It's appreciated by everybody. And thanks for you coming on board and calling the races over here. We appreciate MaxspeedTV TV and everybody who sponsors the races, the race sponsor tonight, and everybody watching at home in Mara.
That was me.
And thanks to Richard and Jim and Anthony and everybody who kind of stayed with me there at the end. It was much appreciated.
Yeah, I had a lot of people, right around everybody and helping everybody, and even some drivers helping the newcomers out here tonight. So it was nice to see, the veterans helping the new guys.
Heck yeah.
It was nice. So, awesome job, Mark. Go celebrate. We'll see you next time, buddy. Awesome job again.
Thanks, brother.
Yep. All right, Mark Mann out there tonight winning round number 1 of the Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys, season number of 5. A total of 5 yellows out here tonight. So right at that minimum, as Bubba was talking about, before we got race started, they wanted to have under 5. We had right at 5. So I think overall it was a great race by these guys. 16 caution laps. 29 lead changes, so we had a lot of different leaders out there here this evening, but, we're going to get to our unofficial results, of course, pending any admin stuff that they have to do. We got a lot of admins out here. A big shout out to all the admins that are out here tonight and those that wasn't available to make it, but David O., Jimmy Reynolds, Andy Bergante, Bubba Winningham, Russ Hancock, Lynn McNeese, of course, Andrew Schroeder, the coach. Big shout out to all of them, and of course, all the other admins out there that, put on CFM to get everything ready to rock and roll this season. But Mark Mann grabbing the win out here tonight with Rick Sanchez grabbing a P2 here this evening, and Dwayne Corbett grabbing a P3. Adam Kilday in that 4 spot. Les Levy 5th. Donald Stewart 6th. James Bear 7th. David Overstreet in 8th. Jimmy Reynolds 9th, and Rick Seabrands 10th. Alex Giffen at 11th. Sean Stevenson 12th. Todd Poston 13th. Dan Osborne 14th. John Guerrera 15th. Anthony English 16th. Nick Wing 17th. Jerry Bergeron in 18th. Tyler in 19th. John Cole Morgan in 20th. Andy Bergante 21st. Daniel Harrington 22nd. Dusty Burkhart 23rd. Joshua Westendorf 24th. Bubba Winningham, one of the admins here tonight, 25th. Andrew Schroeder, the coach, 26th. Bryden Baker 27th. Ash Ragnar 28th. Brent Kowalski there in 29th, and Tim Pugel in 30th. Chad Spencer 31st. Russ Hancock, one of the admins as well, 32nd. Dave Hunt 33rd. Lynn McNeese, another one of the admins, 34th. Paul Savant 35th. Brian Eschball 36th. And that's going to round out the field here tonight. But congratulations again goes to our winner here tonight, Mark Mann, round number 1. I would give a shout out to the sponsor, but we all know who that was. I wanted to sponsor a race this season. I couldn't figure out which one. And I know Bubba had race number 1. I know that was on the schedule. And then I guess it got changed. Then I was told, and then a big shout out to Bubba. I know we kind of all work together, but big shout out to Bubba. I know he's sponsoring a race coming up here later on. So big shout out to all the sponsors that come out here to wanted to get this all broadcasted. So you can't do this without them. So big shout out to all of y'all out there. Of course, next week, Talladega, round number 2. But tomorrow night, we're going to be back here with the OP Spring Fling Monday night. Right here on MaxspeedTV, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central. You don't want to miss it. Until next time, folks, stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.
night. Voice chat laughing, somebody raising hell, somebody yelling net code when they get sent to sell. Tire wear low and the cautions fly fast. Repair gone by lap 25. Crew chief yelling, save your right front tire, while we're three wide racing through the fire. From pit road, faster photo finish wins. Every Sunday night we do it all again. Different states but the same damn flame. Checkered Flag Motorsports built this name. It's Checkered Flag Motorsports under neon sky. Super Speedway Sundays where the fast boys fly. Daytona drafting in a 10-car train. Talladega bumping that 200 mph insane. Friday night street stocks beating and banging steel. Our racing warriors living for the field. And David O keeps this whole thing alive like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. Yeah, like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. Echo Park lights in the lobby fills up. Got the Discord cracking while we line them up. Somebody missed text, somebody blew a gear. Somebody says, boys, we're racing clean this year. Black boxes glowing, fuel numbers running low. Spotty calling outside while the cautions grow. Wheel to wheel through the tri-oval lights, trying to survive one more green-white checkered night. Cold beer sweating while the pace truck rolls. Every driver here got racing in their soul. When life gets rough and the weekdays drag, we come alive under the checkered flag. It's Checkered Flag Motorsports under neon sky. Super Speedway Sundays where the fast boys fly. Daytona drafting in a 10-car train. Talladega bumping that 200 mph insane. Friday night street stocks beating and banging steel. Our racing warriors living for the field. And David O keeps this whole thing alive like an outlaw preacher for the Friday night drive. We got drivers from the mountains, drivers from the coast. But when the green flag waves, where brothers moan. Through the cautions and the chaos, through the wreckers and the scars, we build a family out of race cars. Yeah, it's Checkered Flag Motorsports till the day we die. Discord laughter and Super Speedway night. Street stock warriors underneath the lights, still chasing glory on a Friday night. David O leading with the hammer down. Best damn league that we ever found. From green flag racing to the morning sun. CFM forever, brotherhood on the run. Outside, still there.